Hey everyone, I'm Justin with AmericanTrucks.com, and today we're taking a closer look at and installing the PowerStop Z36 Extreme Truck and Tow setup for the front and rear of your 2019 and newer Sierra 1500 at home. Now you guys should be checking out this setup for your GMC if you're looking for an affordable turnkey package to totally update and upgrade both the front and rear brakes on your rig, improving your stopping power and your appearance in the process. Now this kit will be especially helpful for owners who may have upgraded to a larger wheel and tire, someone who tows frequently, or maybe a combination of both. Now the foundation of the Z36 kit will be the company's cross-drilled and slotted G3000 grade cast iron rotors, which as you can see have been finished off in this really sharp silver zinc coating. That's just done to prevent any rust or corrosion on your non-friction surfaces. Now that slotted and drilled design is done so to help keep that braking surface clean at all times, along with helping to cool the braking surface at the same time. And PowerStop claims that brake surface temperatures are dropped nearly 180 degrees with this design in place. And that in turn will help reduce brake fade. That is the biggest enemy of braking performance. Let's face it, factory brakes, they get hot, they start fading, and at that point that pedal gets a bit soft. Not necessarily a good time, especially if you're towing heavy. So again, to use this design here, that slotted and drilled design, help keep temps a bit cooler, working with a more aggressive pad, certainly is going to be beneficial when you are again, using those bigger wheels and tires, which are a bit heavier, B, towing or hauling something really heavy. Believe me, this is a kit you really want to have in place. Now the second part of the equation here with this particular kit, guys, will be the Z36 heavy duty carbon ceramic pad. Most of your OE equivalent pads will just typically be an organic ceramic pad, something like that. The Z36 actually bakes a little bit of carbon fiber into that, and that's going to help a lot with just being a more aggressive compound that is less susceptible to heat. Now the Z36, again, very unique pad in PowerStop's lineup. They do offer some OE equivalents, something a little bit more mild, but the Z36 is built specifically for heavy duty truck and SUV use. And then when combined with that slotted and drilled rotor design, PowerStop claims you're looking at roughly a 20% increase in stopping power over your OE equipment. So certainly noteworthy there. Now, along with the increase in stopping power, increased cooling capabilities, owners can also look forward to things like a little bit more initial bite, and then also a little bit more heat resistant as well. And again, coming back to the main point of something like this, if you haul a lot, if you tow a lot, or if you've just maybe upgraded the wheels and tires on your truck, your factory brakes are certainly going to be worked harder than normal. So, and this is one of those cases where upgrading is certainly going to make a whole lot of sense, because there's nothing worse than having a brake pedal get soft on you when towing, going downhill, something like that. So certainly a smart decision. Now the PowerStop kit will also be beneficial again when it comes to appearance, something a lot of times owners don't really think about, rightly so. This is a function first type of product, but if you have a set of wheels on your truck that has maybe some space to show off a set of brakes, it's a nice little byproduct as well. I know I have them on my F-150. The wheel really does show off that slotted and drilled design. And again, it is a nice little byproduct of the brakes. Finally, guys, the PowerStop kit is backed by a 3-year or 36,000 mile warranty, just in case you run into any issues. Now, price point for the PowerStop Z36 kit will live in that mid to high $600 range here, which is certainly going to be more than your generic parts store replacements, but you have to keep in mind those parts store replacements are really just an OE equivalent. You're not really getting any other additional benefits out of them, such as that slotted and drilled design or the more aggressive pad. Now that being said, the PowerStop kit is still a fraction of the cost of a lot of those aftermarket big brake companies, such as Brembo, Wilwood, Alcon, things like that. Those can cost thousands of dollars. So this is kind of your middle of the road alternative to one of those flashy big brake kits, but at the same time will offer some nice performance upgrades that a simple OE equivalent might not do. Now, as far as your install is concerned here, guys, well, brake jobs, obviously, I think are one of the basics of automotive wrenching, but since there is some elbow grease involved and these trucks aren't exactly small, the site is gonna kick things up to a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter and call it at least a couple of hours to complete from start to finish. But now's the time in the video where I'm gonna hand things off to my guys in the shop for our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
For this install, you will need air and electric impacts, various ratchets, a swivel adapter, T30 Torx bit, 10, 14, and 18 millimeter sockets, needle nose pliers, flathead screwdriver, front and rear caliper piston compressor tools, a pry bar, a caliper hanger tool, and also not shown here is the jack and jack stands. What's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing some brakes on our Sierra, so let's get started. So before you can actually service your brakes on this truck and trucks like it, you're going to need to put the vehicle into brake service mode. So what we're going to do is press our ignition button once to key on engine off position. Then we're going to hold our brake and press our parking brake at the same time for 5 to 10 seconds until the orange brake service light comes on your dash. It'll be an orange flashing parking brake light with a wrench on it. So we'll go ahead and do that now. So the first thing we're going to do when we got our truck in the air is we're going to grab our 10 millimeter socket on our ratchet. We're going to go ahead and pull our brake line bracket off of our knuckle here. That's going to give us more room to swing our caliper out of the way and hang it up so it's not dangling by the brake line. Nobody wants to do that. So we'll go ahead and pop that off. Make sure our line is free from our bracket. And we can also pop this brake wear sensor off of the bracket as well. Go ahead and reinstall that screw just to hold it in place. So now to get our pads off, we're going to go ahead and remove the cotter pins here from our slide pins for our pads. So we'll grab our needle nose pliers and go ahead and pop those off. Just give them a good pull. Should come right out. Then we'll go ahead and use those same needle nose pliers. We'll grab onto our pins here. We can wiggle those free. Go ahead and set these aside. And once we have those out, we can pull our main retainer clip out. And we can go ahead and remove our pads. Now these may be a little stuck in here, so you may need to give them a little bit of persuasion. Then they should come right out. And set that one aside as well. Next, we can go ahead and remove our caliper mounting bolts, which are located back here on our knuckle. And those are two 18 millimeter bolts. So if yours are like ours and still on fresh from the factory, they probably have a good bit of Loctite and as well as factory torque on them. So we're going to go ahead and break out our 18 mil socket on our breaker bar just to loosen these up. Now you can go ahead and get your wear sensor out of the way. That moving. Go ahead and do the same thing for this lower one. Now we'll switch back to our swivel socket. Go ahead and run these out. Now that we have both of our bolts out, we'll go ahead and grab our caliper. We're gonna swing that back over here and hang it up on our caliper hanger tool. So next we're gonna come back out here, and to remove our rotor, we're gonna have to remove this T20 torque screw holding it in place. Usually they're just set in from the factory. Not crucial, they just help the rotor to sit square. So we'll grab our T30 Torx bit and pop this out. Go ahead and set that aside. Then we can go ahead and remove our rotor. And now once you have this side off, you can go ahead and do the same thing for the other side. So now we're gonna go ahead and unplug our old wear sensor. So we'll just pop that tab, push down on that, pop that wear sensor out. So now we're gonna need to compress our pistons and our caliper to make room for the new pads. So we've got our compressor tool here. I'm gonna slide that in between the pistons. Go ahead and start working that out. It's a little tough to line up at first. So now we'll go ahead and install our new rotor. Go ahead and line that up. And if you choose to reinstall the set screw like we're gonna do, this countersunk hole here is the one you wanna line up with that screw hole. So now we'll grab that T30 Torx screw and our T30 Torx bit. We'll go ahead and run that on. So now we'll go ahead and reinstall our caliper reusing our 18mm hardware. So grab that off the hanger. Get that lined up. So now we can go ahead and get our hardware on. We'll go ahead and run that back in with our swivel and 18mm on our impact. Now we can go ahead and grab our new pad wear sensor. Go ahead and plug that into our connector here. Then we can go ahead and install our pads, and we'll get this on our new pad. Now we'll go ahead and slide our new pads in. Once we have our pads in, we can go ahead and reinstall our factory slider pins. So we'll go ahead and line those up. Those all the way through. Same thing for this bottom one. Now we'll go ahead and reinstall our retainer pins. They simply just slide back into their little hole there. And we'll go ahead and pop our pad sensor in. And that just kind of clips into the pad in the center of the caliper here. And we'll go ahead and install our new top pin clip here. Slide that in place, make sure your little side ones get on there. Pop that on. So now we'll go ahead and reattach our brake line bracket to our knuckle. So we'll get that line back up here. Get that 10mm screw back in place. And tighten that back down with our 10mm socket on our ratchet. And then once you have this done for this side, you can go ahead and repeat these same steps for the other side. So we've come to the rear, and the first thing we're gonna do is unplug and remove our wear sensor. So just like the front, we're gonna pop the gray tab back. If we can get it back. Push down on that, unplug our sensor, remove our bleeder cap here, remove our sensor sort of bracket. Go ahead and pop that sensor off. Sometimes these things can be pretty tight on here. Go ahead and grab some needle nose pliers. Give this a firm pull. And set that aside. So now we're going to go ahead and remove our caliper slider mounting bolts. We'll grab our 14mm socket on our ratchet to do so. Crack those loose. Get our back, the bottom one loose here. Remove that. Move our top one fully. We can go ahead and pull our caliper assembly off. It's a bit tricky if you do want to leave the parking brake module on it, but it will come off. It's just a little bit snug. Once we get that off, go ahead, route this up over. We're going to secure our caliper up here. We'll grab our hanger tool and we're going to hook that through our caliper. And there's a hole in our frame, we can hook that right to. That's going to keep it up out of the way without putting too much tension on our line or our parking brake harness. Now we can go ahead and pull our pads. Those are simply just going to pop right out like so. Set those aside. Then we can come in with our 18mm socket on our ratchet and remove our bracket bolts here. We may have to get our breaker bar again. We've got our breaker bar. Let me get these loose here. Get that one loose. Go ahead and loosen our bottom one. Now we've got our ratchet. We'll go ahead and work these the rest of the way out. Now again, from the factory, they put a lot of Loctite on these, so they are going to be difficult to get out. So we're going to use our impact for our bottom one here. That one out. Unfortunately, our top one, we can't really get an impact to it. So we're gonna go ahead and throw an air ratchet on this top one, see if that'll help. That will support our caliper bracket while we fully remove this last bolt. Go ahead and remove our bracket. So now again, we'll go ahead and grab our T30 Torx bit on our impact and remove this set screw holding our rotor on. Set that aside. Go ahead and remove our rotor. And once you have this done for this side, you can go ahead and repeat the same process for the other side. So now we need to go ahead and compress our caliper piston here, and these don't go in and out the same way as older cars that you may be used to. These actually spin in and out of the caliper itself. So it has these two notches here on the piston. We've got our appropriate compressor tool. These are available for rental at any auto parts store, pretty easy to pick up, but you will need one to get this to compress far enough to get your new pads on. So we're gonna go ahead and get that locked in now. Remove our hanger. Go ahead and get this in place. get that tight. And we can go ahead and spin that piston in. And yes, that sheath might get a little gummy, but it will go. Get all the way until it bottoms out. Go ahead and loosen that tool. Now we'll go ahead and install our new rotor. Again, we'll line that set screw back up. Go ahead and reinstall that with our T30 Torx bit. So before we reinstall our bracket, we're going to go ahead and replace these pad clips here. So we got a flathead screwdriver, and we're just going to pop those right off, just like so. And then go ahead and install our new ones. And those are simply just going to push into place, just like the old ones held on. Make sure those get good and seated. And we'll do that same thing for the other three. Now we can reinstall our bracket using our 18mm factory hardware. Go ahead and get that lined up. Get our bolts reinstalled. We'll tighten these back down with our 18mm socket on our ratchet. And we'll go ahead and reinstall our pads. We'll get these lined up here with our pins. Go ahead and pop them into place, like so. Remember, your inner pad is going to be the one with the wear sensor bracket. Sometimes these can be a little bit stiff getting them in on the new ones. Get that on. We'll go ahead and get our caliper back in place. We'll have to maneuver this behind those slider pins. Now that we've got our caliper back in position, go ahead and line up our slider mounts, reinstall our 14mm hardware. Then we'll tighten these back down with our 14mm socket on our ratchet. And we can go ahead and reinstall our wear sensor. Might be a good time to clean it up if you so choose. Just kind of wipe it down. Pop our bleeder cap off here. Get our wear sensor on. Mounting point on our bleeder there. Reattach our bleeder cap. And we'll just plug our sensor back in right as it came out. Lock that gray pin down. Then once you have this done for this side, you can go ahead and repeat these same steps for the other side. And always remember to refer to the manufacturer Torx spec for all of your hardware. Alrighty guys, that about wraps up our review and install of our PowerStop Z36 Extreme Truck and Tow 6-lug brake rotor and pad kit for the front and rear of your 19 to current Sierra 1500. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Sierra, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.